Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Ram Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Suratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jai Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, Jaya Guru Raya. Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Rama 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 Ram, Rama Rama Ram. Bhagwan Shri Yogi Ramsuratkumar ki jai. Sarvam Yogi Ramsuratkumar Arpanamatu. We have offered the Nama lotuses with our grateful pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. We shall see one more story of Papa Ramdas. Everybody knows about, or something or the other about, Samarth Ramdas, who was the great Guru of Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji. Now Samarth Ramdas was passing through a village with his disciples. At one point, they all sat together, feeling very hungry and tired. Nearby, they saw a sugarcane field. Such beautiful sugar canes, fully grown, very inviting. Now, some of the disciples of Samarth Ramdas immediately rushed there and began to pull out some of those sugar canes, and then they all had it heartily, quenching their hunger and thirst. Very, very happily settled down after this dinner, this great feast of the sugar canes. Just then, the owner of the field arrived. He saw what had happened.
like some monkeys had entered his field. He saw some of those sugar canes missing completely. And then he found these people. Before even asking them anything, he got so wild and he pulled out one sugar cane with the help of which he started to beat up Samarth Ramdas and his disciples. Even the Guru got his share of beatings. You can imagine the farmer in his great anger. He had done justice to the action that took place there. Now, Samarth Ramdas, they all had those red stripes of the beatings on their back and in the front. They were all pained, but then Samarth Ramdas would not allow them to say anything. They apologized and they left the place. Now they arrived at the palace of Chhatrapati Shivaji, the emperor. Now Shivaji immediately was all hospitality. He welcomed them with great honor and garlands, and then gave them a feast also. Now before that, Shivaji wanted to give a bath to Samarth Ramdas. They had arrived after so much of walking. They needed to have a bath before the feast, which Shivaji had arranged for them. That is when Shivaji found out those red stripes on the back and the front of his Gurudev, Samarth Ramdas. You can imagine the shock he went through. Who dared, how dared they do this? He just could not contain his anger. But then these people, Samarth Ramdas, neither Samarth Ramdas nor his disciples would say anything about who did it. They all kept quiet. But now that the king had come to know that they had all been beaten up severely and that the blood was oozing and there were red stripes on their back and the front, how could the king keep quiet? It was not very difficult for a king to find out the origin of this and who did that. Immediately the next day, when they were all seated together in the court, Shivaji sent for the one who beat them up all. Now the man arrived, and then he saw the very same people whom he had beaten up some time before. He started trembling in fear. He was so scared that he might be even killed by the king for something that he did. Of course, he did not know who it was, but that might not satiate the anger of Shivaji. Now, as the man was trembling in fear, in great fear, King Shivaji asked Samarth Ramdas, "Is he the one?" And then he said, Samarth Ramdas kept quiet, but Shivaji understood it was the same man. And then he was going to give him, was going to flog. He was arranging for whipping them. But then Samarth Ramdas said very calmly, "Dear king, you will be doing injustice to him if you ordered any punishment. Just see, he was the owner of the land. It was our fault that we plucked all that without seeking the permission from him. Now that you have called him, imagine the fear and the agony he must have gone through, and the money that he must have spent to come all the way from his village to this place." So you see, in 3 ways we have done injustice to him. So I suggest, to make up, to compensate for the injustice we have done to this man, will you please give him a gift of 5 villages? Just imagine the generosity, the large-heartedness of Samarth Ramdas, the saint. This is the heart of a saint. It is so large that it envelops the entire cosmos in its love fold. The man who thought he was going to be beheaded or get some severe punishment for what he did because he had beaten up the Guru of the king, none other than the Guru of the king and his disciples. He knew he deserved any punishment meted out to him. But then, in a fraction of a second, Samarth Ramdas changed the whole situation and ordered the king, who was his disciple, to make a gift of 5 villages to this man because they had done injustice to him. This is the heart of a saint. Now from this story we have to learn how to forgive. Samarth Ramdas was very sharp to note down that they had done this without seeking permission from the owner. It is a dharma. And what is more, he was made to walk all the way from his village to the court. And this must have cost him not only the walk, but the king was calling him for something that he did, and he knew immediately what it was. And of course the word spread like fire that it was the king's guru himself who was beaten up by this man. So you see all that fear and agony, everything was swept off in one grand, generous gesture of the saint. So let us learn this quality, to forgive, to see exactly what is right and what is wrong, and to do justice to the situation, to the people who are involved. We shall now offer our today's prayer at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. We have no idea how many times injustice was done to our Bhagwan during his wandering years. He was also beaten up severely. When he was in Tiruvannamalai, we all know the story, how he was going to the bus stand and he had only a coconut shell and some newspapers and a stick. But he was stopped on the way by the rowdies of the street, and then they started to beat him up severely. So much so, the blood started to ooze out. And we all remember, we should not forget what happened. We should bring it to our mind again and again. Just when he was beaten up so badly, so severely, that his shirt and the dhotis were torn, and the blood was oozing out, and there were the red stripes all over his body. He said, they have done their work, we will do Father's work. Each saint does the same thing, though the reasons they give for that are slightly different. Forgiveness, forbearance, forgiveness. We remember at this point, we recall what Swami Sivananda said, God gives and forgives, man gets and forgets. Bhagwan, we will offer our today's prayer at your lotus feet. We beg you again and again, a million times, for your immediate divine intervention to change the ways of the world as it is today. There is so much violence going on. There is lack of discipline, lack of harmony, lack of order, lack of friendship and mutual help. And there is already this war going on between two countries with disastrous results. Not to mention those killer diseases that visit us when we least expect it. And then the violence of nature, the furies like flash floods, forest fire and the earthquakes. Bhagwan, we beg you to stop this war immediately so that there will be peace prevalent and there should be no talk of war at all among the countries. We also beg you to bring in peace, harmony, order and discipline to the people, because people live any way they like and create their own philosophy to suit themselves. We beg you to bring in a disciplined life. We also beg you to keep those diseases and the furies of nature under good control. We beg you again to uproot all the negativities of the human mind that are responsible for today's world. Bhagwan, we also seek your blessings for all those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world, and due to some past karma, they've been going through great distress, and they are not able to get help or protection. They may belong to different countries, speak different languages, and of different religions. We beg you to reach out to them and do the needful. We also beg you to protect all those unselfish people who have been slogging for the welfare of the others. From what? From unhealthy, unworthy criticisms which come in the way of their creative work, the constructive work. And Bhagwan, we beg you again to promote the economy of the country and its growth in varied fields of activity so that it reaches the high status of the world teacher to conduct the whole world in the path of Dharma. We also pray to you in all earnestness and sincerity for joyful and ceaseless chanting of your name and unbroken remembrance of your Leelas and teachings, so that we can imbibe them and make them into Atma Shakti. Please bless us to be sattvic instruments in our hands, in your hands, There are never our hands, because our hands are His hands. It is He who is activating us from inside into actions. Bhagwan, we don't want to be Rakshasic elements, even by mistake. Please bless us to run our everyday life as an offering to You and not be caught by the temptations of Maya. We also seek that ultimate state, the state of the Supreme Being, the state of bliss and peace, but then we need to be purified. The mind as it is afflicted with fear, anger, sorrow, passion, jealousy, and growing desires for the worldly things. You have often declared that the name of God is a very powerful weapon to destroy our past sins, and thereby they would destroy the latent tendencies also in our mind. We beg You to bless us for the ceaseless joyful chanting of Your powerful name in order to purify our mind. Wherever we live in this world, whatever work we do, we know it is all Your work. Everybody is doing only Father's work. That's what You used to say. So knowing it, we have to do the work that we have been allotted as service to You, and that in great love and surrender, and that joyfully, without any unhealthy jealousy or competition. All this must become our Atma Shakti. And Bhagwan, whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or grief, coming from You can only be a great blessing. For when You give us a certain punishment for some past bad karma, You also put a blessing in it. That blessing will push us towards You, even though we want to move away from You, resenting the absence of grace. Yet, the blessing pushes us towards You. It's meant for our greater good, for our spiritual growth, for closer kinship with You. As we move on, we should be able to detect that living, vibrant presence of God everywhere and in everything. And Bhagwan, please bless us to be able to see Your sankalpa, Your will behind all the happenings of life and the world. Bhagwan, You have said for those of us who chant Your name and do Your seva, that You would convert, Your Father would convert all the adversities into great blessings. Please bless us to be grateful to You all the time. We seek Your powerful blessings for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of misery they are, to be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we who have been seeking only solutions to our endless problems of life, now seek dissolution of the root cause of the vicious cycle of births and deaths. What is it? The tyranny of the ego, the utter selfishness of the I and mine. Bhagwan, please uproot this aham bhava and promote atma bhava in us. Please bless us with that immortal life, that eternal living and eternal servitude to You, that eternal supreme divinity. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.